I'm getting Patty in somehow. I don't know how. You're going to watch some 30-somethings try and work out how to reuse technology. So that's going to be fun. Um, Maybe Patty can put in a request to join. I think that's what happens. Okay. Let's see. How is everyone? Where are you, Patty? Hello. Yes, it is good. It is good to be back. Here we go. Patty, here he is. Patty Walters is unable to join. Why? Accepting it, but it's not working. Ah, there you are.
Hello,
I've
Ben.
got
How are
you.
you?
Hello.
How are you doing? How are
I'm good.
you?
I'm good. How is America? We're going to have like a real time because I haven't actually spoken to you other than like on text
Weird,
since
right?
all of
The
this.
world's seeing us together for like the first time in a minute, but we have spent more time together than we have in a long time
Yeah.
recently. And I saw you like 3 or 4 times just last week, right? So it's the longest we've been apart in a
It
very long time, and it's only been a
is.
week,
Yeah.
if that. Yeah, Minnesota's nice. Weather's gorgeous. It's real cool. It's good to be here. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for all the kind words. My goodness.
I.
If Ben hasn't said already, we're pretty blown
Mm,
away.
mm.
And we expected it to be good news. It was
This
yeah,
was something
even
else.
still, yeah,
Yeah.
above and beyond what any of us expected. There have been tears.
Oh no, have I lost him? Where's he gone? Where have you gone? Am I still on live? Am I still here? Oh no, it's all going terribly wrong. Ah, you're back. Oh my
I'm
god.
back. It was really weird. So it kicked me off, and then I rewatched the last thing I said, the past 30
like a
seconds or something. So I thought
like an
maybe the
out of
live was over, and
like
that
an
was the
out
whole
of
stream.
body
It was,
experience.
it
Just
was pretty
like
wild. It was pretty
had
wild,
deja
yeah.
vu, right?
But like I was saying,
Um,
yeah, we're pretty blown away.
mm,
We're excited to be back. We're glad that people are excited that we're back, and yeah, these shows at Slam Dunk next year are going to be pretty special. Really can't wait. Really cannot wait for those shows.
yeah, I had quite a few moments. Obviously, just reading everything was just insane. Like, couldn't have anticipated like quite the love that came out. So yeah, thank you for still being here, still caring, wanting 10 years of Never Happy. Like, yeah, that record means anything to anyone
For
10 years later is
real, like a
insane.
lot of bands don't have that luxury of being inactive for as long as this band has been inactive, and just to come back with a single post or two, and the love is still there. That's a special thing. We don't take that for granted. We really appreciate that, and yeah, thanks for throwing all the comments into this chat and all the hearts and things. It's real good to see. Because we've missed you guys. I mean, we know a lot of y'all by name or by face or by both, and we miss you guys. We're looking forward to sort of getting back and being on some stages and hopefully seeing you guys out there. So that's gonna be real nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Everyone, just to clarify, because I've seen a few comments being like, "Are you just doing the Never Happy at Slam Dunk, or are you like back?" We're like, think we'll fuck around and see
Right.
for a bit.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, it's not going to be the only thing we do. Um, yeah, and we're just excited. Like the other guys, I don't know what they're up to tonight, but they're excited as well. And yeah, it's just been real good vibes. We've actually practiced the songs together as
Yeah.
well, and like it just it felt really good to be back in a room together. So
Yeah.
um,
It
excited
did
to
feel
bring
good.
that to everyone.
It did feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit ropey in places, rough around the edges. It's been a while. We couldn't believe that it had been what almost 5 years since it had been like the four of us playing together. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah. It was
Uh,
one of those moments, right, where it's like, oh, it feels like it has been a long time, but it also feels like no time has passed, and it's still like what 2017 or
yeah,
something crazy, and we're just yep, just back to playing these songs,
yeah.
these guitars, and yeah, having
Well,
fun. It was nice. It's
I think that's the thing with time at the moment, because I think about how, like, oh God, 2019 can't be that long ago. But I think a lot of us have kind of blocked a couple of those years out because of the pandemic. We
yes,
just don't count them in,
right.
in life. So it's like, feels so much longer. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, the people want answers. Um,
Okay, we can give answers, can't we?
we can give
Yeah.
some answers.
What are
We
the
can give
questions?
some answers. We've got very astute fans.
Yeah.
They've got eyes on everything.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they've noticed that the old stuff is no longer anywhere to be found.
Right.
You know, so nothing's unintentional. Essentially, you see anything, it's Taylor Swift level intentional. So,
Yeah. Ben,
uh,
the master troller, is up to something.
yeah. Well, I already am worried that someone's gonna, take my phone away from me, ban me from being on the band Twitter already. Having far too much fun with it.
Mhm.
But no, it's good to be back on social media, and once I get started on like TikTok as well, it's gonna be unstoppable.
Mm.
I am a menace, but I was saying, like, I am still the only person in this band that borderline tolerates being on social media.
It's true. It's true.
I was very surprised. We even got a main post from Ali today. Everyone everyone was on full force today. I was proud
Yeah.
of you all.
Thanks, Daddy Ben. Appreciate it. Means a lot. Means a whole lot.
uh, right. Wow. Okay. Horoscopes 2025. No.
That one.
Oh,
That one is on streaming, correct? This
that one's
Mind of
still up
Mine
there. That
is
one's
on
still up there.
streaming. Right.
Yeah.
Good. Cool.
Yeah. That one still exists.
Love it.
Um, oh no, you're not going to get me doing dances on TikTok. That's a step too far. We're a classy, serious band. We're a serious band.
Very serious.
Very
Very.
serious. We don't do dances. Mainly because I can't dance. You've seen me dance.
Yeah. It's
You,
all feet,
it's just
which
limbs.
just
Limbs everywhere.
all yeah.
All limbs. Yeah, you've seen some horrendous dancing from me. Um, but yeah, don't worry to the people that are missing the old stuff. You will be fed. You will be fed.
Yeah.
So
It'll
see
happen
this, it'll
somewhere at
happen
some time.
at some
Right.
time.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. People are saying things in the chat, right? What is I don't know what the Apple dance is. What's that? Oh, that Charlie XCX song. There we go. I've worked it out in my head. Um, but people ask for things, and I just don't know what they are anymore.
Word.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, how's how's it been reacting to it? You've got the fan with you, like reacting.
Yeah. 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 No, it was really nice. It was really nice. We were at the state fair yesterday, which is where I was when sort of the announcement got made.
Did you manage to
Um,
find any vegan food at the Minnesota
there
State Fair?
there was a stall that did vegan corn dogs, and we did have one. Yeah, I'll check this with you if this it was pretty good, by the way. But does this sound appealing to you? We found a lemonade and pickle flavored popsicle, and I like a pickle. and it was pretty
I
good.
like the pickle.
Yeah, there were
Was it
two
good?
pickle slices frozen into the ice lolly itself,
Ooh.
and it was pretty good. It was a little weird, but
Yeah, no, I can see that being nice.
it was good.
I'd try
It
it.
was, yeah,
Yeah, I would try that.
sweet but sour and a little briny, a little salty. It was cool. It was fun.
Yeah,
But yeah, we found vegan corn dogs and they were pretty good. They were pretty good.
nice.
But yeah, I was there when the news dropped, and I just have my phone like on airplane when I'm out here. I don't bother with the sort of like roaming or whatever, so I just borrowed
Yes.
my mom's phone and scrolled and saw all the comments, and they were cool. They were kind. It was nice. And then I did find Wi-Fi just to sort of post and share a story and stuff like that. Yeah, no, it was mind blowing. Honestly, really special.
I think
Really,
that's the thing that's been mind blowing. I've barely seen a single like negative comment about it.
yeah, right,
Not like the old
right,
days.
right.
But yeah, astounding, astounding stuff. So yeah, feel free to ask stuff in the comments. We may be elusive and not answer things on purpose,
Yeah.
but that is the nature of stuff.
But yeah, and just speaking of the reaction is like we've gotten pretty lucky. We have a lot of people who support this band and have done for years, but y'all are just nice. Y'all are just cool people, and you don't get to pick your fans. Your fans pick you, and you guys are nice, and we got really lucky that y'all don't suck, and that you're like cool to be around, and yeah, you like care about people and being good to them and being nice to people and stuff. So that's nice. That makes me happy that that's worked out.
Yeah. Yeah, it really has, and like we've really felt the love, and just to see so many like familiar faces and people sharing memories, things that I had forgotten, venues that I had
Yeah,
forgotten, and just, sparked just a lot more remembering of things, which has been nice. Yeah, and just to see again, just to see how many people have been here for so long,
yeah,
because like we've been a band 13 years almost,
yeah.
like,
Because it's
and
crazy because the record's going to be 10 years old next year. But this time 10 years ago, we were writing the record, if not pretty much done writing the record, right? We started recording that in
I think
October.
yes, I think exactly this time 10 years ago, because it was around your birthday as well that we did the R Zone tour.
Yeah,
So I think
yeah, of
that
course.
that was around 10 years ago this week or so.
Sure.
And then yeah, I'm pretty sure a couple of weeks later we went out to Florida. So
Semi Florida
yeah,
for 7 weeks or something.
something
And yeah,
to
yeah.
do a debut record, which yeah was insane to do, because we'd only ever done what 4-5 days max in the studio
Yeah.
before
So talk
that.
me through this because I'm remembering this now. So we finished recording the record in must have been November of 2015.
14.
14. That's why it
14.
wasn't making sense to me. I was
Yeah,
like, did
yeah,
we? Because that would have been almost exactly when we were doing the AP tour
yeah, yeah.
with Mayday
That's
Parade, Real Friends in This Wildlife, and I was like, how did we just stick? I don't remember us going straight into a
following
tour. But
year.
yeah, you're right. So yeah,
No,
that
and then we came back. We came back from recording Never Happy, and we did those 2 shows with the Somerset. Those were our
that's
last shows
yeah,
of the year in 2014.
yeah.
So yeah. Oh, and someone's reminded, did you play it? Yeah, we did Summer in the City as
And
well.
we
That was about
played Sorry before
yep.
we recorded it. We'd just written Sorry because that was one of the first songs and demos that we like wrote towards that record and was the first to be finished, right?
Yeah, so someone tweeted a set list today, and I had forgotten this from the April 2014 tour that we did with Bentley Park and
Yes.
Lost Boys Club,
Yes.
that kind of Europe UK one, where we were playing Sorry on that tour.
Okay.
And I didn't even know that Sorry was like that old and we'd been playing it like that long.
I don't remember doing that either. I thought Sitsi might have been the first time that we'd played that live, but that's
what I
surprising.
thought, but
Yeah,
maybe not true. So,
right.
yeah, that's mad. Um, but yeah, Summer in the City will always go down as the only time that we've played Ali Pali, and that's
Seems
what
that
I
way.
hold on to.
Sure.
Like, played Ali Pali on a technicality.
Sure did.
Um,
Yeah.
so the stage was facing not the correct way to how
Yeah.
they normally do shows at Ali
We
Pali. It was like
we
sideways.
played at Landscape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't quite get the like iconic photos where you get the Ali Pali like big circular window
Yeah.
like behind you.
Right.
Yeah. But yes, I really forgot how much I love Sorry as a song. Or just this whole record as a whole actually. Like I think reconnecting with this record has been really nice. And we've talked about this before about how much like I'd become quite disillusioned with like dial tones and stuff towards the end of the Great Depression stuff. So it's nice to like listen to this record and like really connect with it in a different way to I obviously probably did back then, but um, yeah, I it's just nice to enjoy it again as I
Yes.
think, and think that's something only time could have given. Time away from it,
For
not
sure.
listening to it,
Yeah.
can give you, and like not playing the
Yeah.
songs every day.
For sure.
Um,
It's a record that I really like. You know, I'm proud of it listening back to it. For your debut record, you're still sort of figuring out what you're doing just a little bit. You know, we'd done I guess 2.5 EPs that you could sort of call it. So we'd written more than 10 songs together sort of at that point. Um but yeah, that record's still really special, and a lot of like bands and artists debut records are special because there's still sort of all these sort of like innocent and charming sort of like, oh, that was interesting, that's not like what a lot of other people do. And then you sort of, the more you do it, you learn sort of the formula of how a lot of singles get written. And what one of my favorite things about, you know, a lot of our records, but Never Happy in particular, is that's like an album. I love it as an
yeah,
album. And you and I are like lovers of the album, right?
yeah, it's
And it's got
format,
great
yes.
singles, but it's we were really trying to write a good album, and I'm really proud of it as, you know, an album, not just the singles and the songs, but like as a record. I really like Never Happy a lot. And you sort of go back to it and you sort of, you smile and you just go like, oh yeah, like we did some really interesting sort of choices. Like there's, coming out of verse 2 going into chorus 2 of like Concrete, where we sort of like stop playing before, like we skip the like 1, and then the vocals
Yeah,
sort of change, and it's like stuff like that's really, or Drowning Deep in Doubt, we sort of do a similar thing. We skip that 1 and then we sort of come back in on a
yeah.
2 or a 3. Sorry is going in between sort of
6 and
3
4.
4 and 4 4 a
Yeah,
bunch. Yeah, a lot of just really like interesting things. And then it's not necessary that you become like, you start writing less interesting songs. Many people do, but you become sort of more, the game is more about writing like the best single, and then it sort of becomes less about sort of what serves each song and what's serving your record objectively.
and that also seeps into like how you treat the studio, because compared to like okay, that was definitely a record where we spent more time on the ones that we knew, more time was allocated to ones that we knew were going to be a single,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
and those were like priority. And then like you get less time to work on the album tracks, but when you're working on like an album as a whole, which I felt like Never Happy was, and the Great Depression definitely was as well, like I don't know, it's just more enjoyable to work on, essentially. Like you're not putting pressure on any like one song,
Right.
especially when we're terrible at picking singles. So, you know.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, yeah. We were talking
Um,
about this recently. You and I most of us in the band, we thought "Cheap Shots and Setbacks" was going to be the biggest single off of "Never Happy Ever After." We're like, we'll release Dial Tones first, as a just the sort of getting the springboard sort of there and set up so that
mhm.
Cheap Shots can have its moment. But it really has, times told, and Dial Tones is the biggest single off the record and the biggest song we'll probably ever write, and I'm fine with that. I like that song, so
That's
that's real cool.
that's fine, you know. Yeah. Think Bleed will ever see the light of day. Things will see the light of day. There is many days to come
Many
in.
days, many lights.
The future's bright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool that
So
not tons of people have heard that song, so it's cool that somebody knows about that one and yeah,
I,
wants to
I
hear it.
mean, pretty much that's someone that knows my TikTok. That's pretty much the only place it's been. So,
Right.
um, yeah, many days. Yes. Yeah. See comments like this, like, congrats on your new fiance, but just seeing. I got tagged in stuff where they like came to like RT class, for example, and now are in like a touring band, and just stuff like that. Like in the 10 years, like just how much people's lives have changed.
Right.
But things like music stay the same. Just how like powerful it is, because I mean, I still listen to the same records I did, well, 20 years ago now,
Yeah.
as when I was getting into stuff.
Right.
Um, you know, like I went to my first proper show almost, it'll be 20 years ago in February. So
Wow.
it was when I went to see Green Day for the first time with Newfound Glory supporting. So
Which was at Brixton?
Hammersmith on the
Right.
American Idiot tour. Um, although
Was I
I,
I think I was also at
you might
that.
have
I
been.
think
As a,
we were both there, which
that
is
sounds like
interesting.
something your dad would have taken you to.
I've for sure seen Newfound Glory support Green Day in London. I was remembering Brixton, but you're the venue guy and you remember these things better than I do. And that would be really wild if we were, yeah, sort of
Wow,
both there.
yeah, there is potential for that. That might be the same show that we're
Right.
thinking of. So,
Crazy.
um,
Yeah.
but and it's those again. People will see this because when we keep saying we spoke about this the other day, what we mean is what we mean is we sat down and spoke in front of a camera,
Yeah.
and much like this. But yeah, we were talking the other day about full circle moments, and we didn't. I'd like to point out we didn't know any of the Slam Dunk lineup other than ourselves before literally 2 minutes before the announce.
Yeah.
Um, and we were talking about full circle moments with the starting line,
That's
and
right.
how wild it is that the starting line is like on this
Oh
lineup
my
as well.
God. Yeah.
Um,
So cool.
is so
The
cool.
best band,
Yeah.
honestly.
And this is like the first time in like 9 years, so maybe like the time we played with them at Slam Dunk was their last time in the UK. Like, because
Gosh, wow.
that
Could
would have
be,
been the
yeah.
2016 Slam Dunk. Um, yeah, that's mad. It's a long time. Um, yeah, and actually, what we didn't actually, someone's just reminded me there. Thank you, Pink Glitter Bitch with an X. Saying usernames out loud is just not couth, is it?
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's funny.
apologies for that. We didn't mention that in the first full circle things, but you did a cover of "The Best of Me" as well on your channel.
Yeah,
Like it goes even
yes,
deeper than we talked about meeting Kenny Vasoli in a Pret.
I did.
So
I did, and it was also the first song that I learned on guitar when I started taking guitar lessons. That was the best of me. Yeah. What a band! That's a great record. I think Direction is my favorite, the Starting Line record. But
we
yeah, that's
listened to
Say It
that
Like,
record a lot,
yeah,
making Never Happy.
but yeah,
That
that Say It Like You Mean It record by the Starting Line is unreal, unbelievable
yeah
record.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and yeah. yeah, the Sum 41 cover. I forgot we did that as well.
Sure did.
Which there's yeah, that makes something else. Like full circle moment.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right. That's
that does, yeah.
right. Yeah.
Um, um, God, right. How are the pups? Um, well, Goose is for some reason sat in the bedroom, which is very unusual. He's just we got a new memory foam mattress, and he's really really enjoying it.
Good.
So
Good.
um, so it is very unusual for him not to just be like sat next to me.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
he's good.
And my dog is presumably asleep or going to sleep back in the UK, and we look forward to seeing her in 2 weeks when we are back. Yeah, she's good. She's good.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep up with comments here. Someone's asked you what your favorite straight edge band is, Patty.
Favorite straight edge band? If we're calling Have Heart a straight edge band, which you very possibly and you could, it is probably Have Heart. I mean, that's where we got our band name from. Love Have Heart. I like You Today a bunch. And of course, my mind is going blank. But yeah, Judge, Minor Threat, love them. But Have Heart is probably the best.
That just whenever you say Judge, I just think of like what I consider your iconic backpack, which was essentially just an item of clothing for you. I don't think I ever saw you without that backpack for like 10 solid years.
Yeah.
Just covered in patches. Which actually that bag was probably one of the main reasons that I was like, oh, when we met at uni, I was like, oh, I'll probably have something in common with this person.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Like, start conversing with.
Band patches and stuff, and only wearing band shirts, and yeah.
As it is backpack, please. Okay, I will ask a question. Actually, this would be quite a useful question. If you could have any old merch design back, what would it be? What's your favorite old school as it is merch design?
Yeah, one that you didn't get
science purposes
or has been lost to time some way somehow.
I've seen some people say that either they're like the upside down Disney one or the Who the Fuck shirts like parents threw out because they were blasphemous or offensive. So now that you're an adult and can wear what you want potentially, yeah. Or the Great Depression name tag. I loved that shirt.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Take This to Your Grave Rib, good one. Sellouts. Also, does the rubber bracelet count? I found one of those the other day.
You and I were talking about if those were ever going to make like a big comeback.
Are they cool?
Those were huge.
We sold so many of those, back in the day.
Those were unreal.
Do people still wear rubber bracelets? Or do we hate them because of the environment now? Is that a thing? I don't know. Yeah. Sellouts.
Yeah, those rubber bracelets were what like studded belts were for when you and I were going to our first shows, right? That was the thing.
Yeah. 2 of them sometimes.
Yeah,
2
double belt
of them at once. One to be a functioning belt,
right,
and the other to just hang below your ass.
Yeah,
just like kind of creating some like this shape, which now that I think about it, isn't very flattering. Just like, and like, did you wear your jeans ever like super low?
I did. Yeah, I did the sagging your jeans thing and wearing boxers thing for a while. Yeah,
like I'm like closer. I prefer it closer to like Simon Cowell now. I'm like way prefer them like up high. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but the fashion is the things that I didn't expect to come back are back.
Right.
Like
Oh, for sure.
Y2K, like Marissa Cooper from the OC style fashion is back in some form or another, and it wasn't really even good then.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
um, oh, drive through moose shirt. That is a throwback,
That
and
was a good one. That
also
was
a
a
sick
strong one.
shirt.
Yeah.
Um, I loved that shirt. Um, Beanies. Yeah, well, we're getting into colder weather now, so you know. Um, yeah, yeah. It's tighter fitting shirts again. Again, do people? Well, we'll have. We'll make sure we have all sizes. Um, Hold on. Where are all the comments gone? There we go. Oh dear. And the shirt with sadness, also good and relevant.
Yeah.
Inside Out too.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Disney are like a bit hotter on cease and desists these days. Is that a thing?
We can find out.
Should we? We could find out. We could just put them up for like a limited time before they even have time to get their lawyers to draft something up. Um, yeah. I think I remember our reasoning at the time for that being like, well, if they sue us, like that's good press. Disney sues a tiny band,
Right.
like so that's going to be good for us. Like we'll be like the underdogs in this story, um, because I didn't realize that that was like a thing. I saw that. What was it? What band was it? Was it Hot Mulligan that got cease and desist from Waffle House? Someone confirm whether that was who I'm thinking of. But yeah, but we've done so many band rips. I think that's the thing that I've seen is people being like, oh, people don't have an original idea. Like the whole scene was just ripped merch. That
Yeah.
was like that was the thing. Nothing was an original idea. It was all just rips of something else.
Yeah.
Um,
Rips.
Heart Attack Man, that's who I was thinking
Yeah.
of. Sorry, different
Yeah.
age. So,
No,
um,
rips of Taco Bell and like beer brands and yeah. No, we the scene was never original.
someone else, if that's worked well for them, let's just
Yeah.
do that.
No, we've never had original ideas.
Yeah, we did quite a lot of like Disney at the time. Um, Disney stuff. I'm trying to think of what other like things we ripped off. Um,
A
but
Bieber shirt
we did rip off a Bieber shirt. Yes.
from his
Yeah.
what era? Which album was that? Purpose or was that earlier?
Yeah, it was like the Purpose. It was when all the Purpose merch was in like H&M and
Yes.
stuff. Was hyper fashionable, and it
Yeah.
had. I only really liked it because I loved that the tour dates were down the sleeve. I thought that
Yeah.
was like the coolest thing, and
Yeah.
that's basically why we ripped it. Um, so yeah, but yes, there will be merch. Um, so yeah. Oh, the Game Boy shirt. People are reminding me of merch that didn't even remember.
That was a cool one.
Okay.
I
That
liked
wasn't
that one a
one.
lot with the never
And,
happy door girl on the back. Yeah.
okay, maybe we can get opinions on this. This is just turned into a customer research project now, but
Right.
that's what you get when you worked in marketing for 2 years now. Do people prefer? Because you said this to me the other day,
Right.
Patty. Like when there's like a great design on the back of a T-shirt
Right.
with like a pocket print. Do you just wish that the sick big design was on the front? Can people let us know? Do you like the big design on the front or the back? Obviously, that's dependent on the design, but in general, because I've I always used to prefer a more minimal kind of design, but I quite like the full prints now.
Yeah.
Like, um,
Yeah, big is in. Big and heavy and metal looking aesthetics are sort of in. But yeah.
Design on the back. Okay, design on the back. Both. This is a very even split. This
But
is not helpful.
but it's still, to my knowledge, and the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, it's still a pullover hoodie, correct? Because when you and I were going to shows, it was always a zip up hoodie.
It was, but I feel like people want the zip ups more now, but people just don't do them.
Right.
That's what I understand. I loved that zip up hoodie we did, that red and black one with the embroidered
where the zip was
patch.
red and things. Yeah, that was real cool.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
How was announcing Sleep Token win the HMAs? Kind of surreal. We definitely were not expecting to be doing that.
No, we found out days before that.
Yeah. Like, we were just going, like, we got invited to just like turn up and go and hang out.
We thought
it
would be fun. We knew that our producer for the Great Depression Machine was going to be there because we spoke to him after we rehearsed for the first time in a while, and it turns out he was going. We're like, yeah, let's definitely go and catch up with Machine and a bunch of other people, and yeah, then they knew we were coming. We're like, do you want to present best album? Like, I guess.
Sure.
I don't not want to.
Yeah. It's funny because because of that, so we were planning to like do all the logo switches on what would have been the like anniversary of the band's like last post, like, and last show. And because of the HMAs, we kind of had to, and we were like, oh god, we're gonna have to like push this forward for it to like make sense.
Right.
So it was fun. It was fun to go. I'd never been to the HMAs. You've been before, but it was very warm, but it was very good to see so many people.
Yeah,
like that I haven't seen in forever.
That was nice. Yeah, a bunch of people we haven't seen in a very long time. Got to make some new and old friends there. It was nice.
Really nice. So, yeah. Right, what are the comments saying? Oh, patches. Oh, again, the okay back patches we did, also cool.
Those are cool.
They were cool.
Yep, yeah. I've still got my. Well, I don't have my OG okay jacket because I lost the first one on the Sum 41 tour in somewhere in Canada, possibly Calgary. So there were two technically, and I still have my second one, but I lost the original one from like the Hey Rachel video and the earliest shows we played on that touring cycle. But I still have the second one. And yeah, those back patches were real cool. I liked those.
Yeah, they were good. Other jewelry. We have tried to do jewelry a couple of times. We would like to at some point. Who sent the first message for Back Together chat? I mean, we've never not. I don't know. I don't know.
It might have just happened so organically that we didn't really nobody really made a pitch for it. It was like we were hanging out, we were just talking about life and music and stuff. And then one thought led to an idea, led to meeting up again and just getting back into it. And it was never this like, I've got this crazy idea sort of thing. It was just, I don't know, it just really naturally, organically happened for you, me, Ali, Foley, Leander, and it just made so much sense, and it just felt really, really good. And we knew that the record would be turning 10 next year, and we just sort of had next year on our minds a little bit. So I think we were all just thinking a lot about it, going, just like wondering about it, and then just and then yeah, we met up with Ali and Foley last year and said, like, why don't we just like get together and play music? Like, it doesn't even have to be as it is songs. Like, let's just like plug some instruments in and make some noise.
Yeah.
And just see how that goes. And if we still even like it, you know. And then it's just, this is just what's happened, you know. And I think we're all pretty overjoyed and excited for next year. And just for the rest of this year, honestly, there's a lot of exciting stuff.
Just because we're not playing shows until May does not mean that there is not exciting things.
There's a lot.
Big things coming soon.
There is a lot of stuff. We've been far too busy for there to not be stuff.
Yeah.
We've been working real hard. And there's some really cool stuff. Really, really cool stuff that's been talked about for years. Things that have been talked about for more recently than that, but have just become really cool projects.
Yeah.
There is stuff. We've been busy, and it'll happen, and we like it.
I noticed that someone said, "Did you have to bribe Foley to leave firefighting?" And I think it's just worth saying that like we are back, but we are very much like going at the rate that we went at nearly destroyed us a couple of times over. And we're all at very different points in our lives now. So it's like, you know, we're here and we're excited to do this and see where this takes us. But don't expect like a 200-date world tour tomorrow to be announced or anything. Just to like, yeah. But we are really excited to come out and see you guys when we can.
Absolutely. So, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, and Linkin Park might be back. I mean, we really hit the reunion season wave, like timing wise. So
yeah.
Initially, I was like, "Oh, we're going to get massively overshadowed here. Who's going to give a shit that As It Is back? When Linkin Park and Oasis are back." But it's, you know, it seems to be just there's like a spirit of getting back together about, and it feels nice. So, yeah.
But yeah, sort of exploring that sort of, you know, the pace that will be taking the band and stuff, right? Is just, yeah, I mean, we loved doing the thing at the pace that we did it, but just, I love the way that my life looks now, as well. It's going to be really exciting to bring sort of our pasts into our present, like a little bit more, and get to just, I don't know, be silly and sort of have fun and stuff. I've been as well just sort of exploring my own sort of like neurodiversity journey, not really knowing like what is going on up here and things, but just sort of like going, oh wow, like being on tour the majority of the year is like, for an introvert like me, that's like real fucking hard, man. Like, so to just sort of
surrounded by us as well, like, you know, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, people have asked me, you know, you must miss it, right? And it's like, yeah, I really do miss it. And you know, sometimes, you know, I don't know if for a while the things I missed didn't outweigh the things I didn't miss. Like, it was tough, like, you know, doing it the way that we did it, that was real hard. But the thing I've always said is oh my gosh, I just so miss performing. I love performing so much because I'm not me, you know, I get to be somebody else. I get to be really confident and big and sort of destructive and like put on a show, and I don't have to be so sort of insecure and self-conscious and stuff for however long we're on stage, if that's 30 minutes or, you know, an hour and 30 minutes or whatever that is. But I'm really looking forward to performing again. I've got to get sort of running. I got to get the cardio back in. Otherwise, I'll be doing the set lying down or in an armchair or something. But
That's the new thing, isn't it? To do the set, like sing it whilst on like a treadmill or out on a run, right? Like
sure,
sing whilst running.
sure.
Because hey Rocky, hi.
Hi,
Um,
Rocky. Hey,
um, yes, but I don't do really any
right.
exercise. It's been a while
Yeah,
for me. Like I think the only time that I really got into it was when we were doing like push-up challenges before going on stage on the Great Depression
right,
tour. Like
right,
that is the closest I've come to having an exercise routine in my life.
right.
So yeah, I am going to have to do that. Peach seems to think that Goose will want to come running with me,
Sure.
like, but I think having like a long dog alongside me, he just weaves and crosses and
Yeah,
is. I think I
health
just trip up over
health and
him.
safety nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Um. Right, let's have a look at some comments. Bring back the mic swinging. Yeah, see, when was the last time you swung a mic?
It's been a
You're
long,
going to
long
have to
time.
practice your moves as well.
It's been a very long time. I could all
Hand-eye
go pretty bad.
coordination.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who knows how that's gonna go? We'll find out. We'll find out.
Oh dear. So we were going to do something where, just because we're new to TikTok, we were maybe going to move to TikTok for a little bit, um, and encourage people to join us over there.
Yeah,
Um, but we're gonna be active. We will be chatting to you. If you don't have a TikTok and don't want to transfer over. But honestly, we're blown away. It's so amazing to just be chatting to you guys again, and we can't wait to see you in person next year.
yeah. We're
Wild.
really excited. We're really, really looking forward to it. And we can't wait to sort of just catching up and hearing on how the past sort of 5 or 10 years of your lives have been. You know, it's been a while, and yeah, celebrate sort of what this record means to all of us again. Play every song off the record. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
that's
real
very
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for hanging out. We might see you in a minute when we try and work out TikTok, because this is literally the first time you've ever had it on your phone, right?
I've had it on my phone before and I didn't like it and I just deleted it immediately. So I don't know how it works. So
Okay.
I'm just the band and we're gonna just try this again
Okay.
and it's probably gonna
Okay.
go wrong because I'm a fucking old man and I don't know what I'm doing, but
Okay.
we'll
Well,
sure give it a shot.
okay, well, I'm going to go live on my TikTok and try and add you and see
All
how
right.
that goes.
I will
All
see you
right,
then.
we will see you in a sec.
Love you
Love
all.
you guys.
Bye bye guys.
See you soon. How do you?
Tickets are going on sale Friday, if I'm not wrong, and we will be performing there in late May of next year, and we are looking forward to it very much.
Never Happy Ever After in full.
The first album in full.
Yeah. So let's see. Fave, I do have memories and a fave show from Newcastle, and I anticipate that your one might be the same, which is that Academy, the Academy 2 show, where one of the early ones where, because that was always where like the floor felt like it was about to give.
Like a trampoline. The floor was like a trampoline.
But one of those, I think it might have been on it was either the R Zone tour, or I might be thinking maybe we played there on the This Wildlife tour. But either of those ones in the Academy 2, I always really loved that. Although special shout out to, I did also enjoy just in general the Neck Deep tour. So I remember getting to play the main room in the Academy, where we'd only ever been in the main room in Newcastle Academy to walk to the dressing room. And it was always one of those things like being like, one day one day we'll get to play this stage.
And some days they'd be setting up for some big like wrestling show that's coming in the next day or something. Yeah, but it was a big room. It was cool to play that big room.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Go on, Patty. What's your favorite memory from Ireland? Playing Ireland. Foley being an absolute menace on the ferry.
Yeah. Yeah. Foley
getting too excited about going to Ireland.
Foley getting drunk and trying to pull a bus trailer with his bare hands. Bus trailer full of equipment, like not even an empty, just a bus trailer, as just big as a room.
He tried to push it with his head at one point.
Yeah. I think it's that it was sort of coming towards him and he had to put the brakes on, and his forehead was the brakes.
Can anyone tell me the size?
That was, because our dressing room shared with real friends was just a small theater.
Yeah, it was like the seating area of a theater. Yeah.
And we all just mostly Foley took turns just making announcements to us in the seats.
He basically did like a one-man show. Yeah. I mean, I'd pay to go and see that at Fringe. So, yeah.
Yeah, as would I. Yeah.
Florida show. My favorite Florida show is either going to be the first one at Back Booth in Orlando, like the first Orlando show on the Glamour Kills tour, which was tiny and sweaty, and or the last day of the Mayday AP tour. Do you remember a banner was hung upside down as the but we all went on stage with Mayday and stuff at the end.
Yeah.
But it was just like really good vibes. I always feel really sorry for any city that gets like the last date of an end of a really long tour where bands do pranks. I don't know whether like prank culture in bands is still much of a thing now that everything's a lot more to like tracks, and shows can be quite like rigid. Like I can never imagine at the end of a Sleep Token tour them being pranked by the opening band, but you know, like yeah, we used to do that a lot. We used to
It's not necessarily a contender for favorite Florida show, but was it Florida on the very first Warped Tour when the set was interrupted by the tornado warnings and concerns?
Yes. Yeah.
We were like 2 or 3 songs in, and our stage manager, Brooklyn, came over and said, you guys got to stop. We've got 60-mile-an-hour winds coming, and we need to evacuate Warped Tour. And we just covered all the gear in sort of garbage bags and just tried to protect everything as best we could. So that's a fun Florida memory for sure.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yep. I did leave, but I am back. Welcome back to the loop. You are now in the loop. You didn't, yeah. Favorite German show will be hard to pick.
We've done a lot of shows in Germany, and we've done a lot of great shows in Germany.
I mean, it's not like my favorite show of all time in Germany, but I am gonna give a shout out to Puka Bar. Just because
that was Hamburg. That was our first. Was that our first show in Germany?
It was, yes, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I think it was we never counted it because it was like the Eindhoven one was like our first proper sold out show, but technically that Puka Bar was our first sold out show, but it was just, I think it was like 40 people. 40
people. Yeah, it was sold out because like people kind of walked up and
they wouldn't let anyone else in.
It was different, but it was technically our first sold out show because 40 people were there.
Yeah. But Puka Bar has a special place in my heart. But do you remember falling? Do you remember the show in Berlin where you fell off the stage?
I do indeed. In the middle of Soap. We were playing Soap and I fell off the stage. Because what happened was, firstly, we just didn't have very much room on that stage. And secondly, what happened was I stepped on like a cable. And when you step on the cable, sometimes it rolls. And it sort of like rolls you backwards because your foot moves forward and it moves forward. And that slid me off the stage and I just crashed into the barrier, sort of rib cage first into the barrier, which hurt very much.
Yeah.
I did not like
you
that.
reminded me of the craziest thing that I remember seeing, which is that time that we saw Kellen Quinn almost die trying to crowd surf into the crowd, and just like the like ego riser he jumped off just slid back completely.
Yes. So it was like the very end of like If You Can't Hang, if not that song. We were at the end of their set and he goes to jump off the crowd from like a stage box across the barrier and into the crowd. But when he jumped, it went backwards, as did his feet, and he didn't move, and he just fell head and neck first off the stage into the photo pit. And I thought we watched him die. But he was somehow fine and not even hurt. And it was crazy because we were talking about that very, very recently. Yeah, that was nuts. Yeah. A lot of love for Kellen and those guys because they've been very good to us over the years. So, yeah.
A lot of people are shouting out the Coco show at the moment. That was
a special show. I watched a lot of bands and artists play the Coco, and we'd been looking forward to that one, and then sort of a day or two before it looked like we weren't going to play the Coco because I was in and out of hospitals in Wales and Brighton, and so we made that one work, and I played it in a sling, and we thought I'd be having surgery the next day, and that one was pretty unforgettable for sure.
How long was it until you were like even able to get tattooed again? Because that's
so recent. So what happened was after that show, because that was March of 2018 or something. For those that don't know, it was because I had like a blood clot like behind my collarbone, basically. So we were going to do surgery to get rid of that, but in the 2 or 3 days leading up to that show, I would take these blood thinner injections, and then those were working well. So we postponed or just nixed the surgery, and I started taking blood thinner pills for a bunch of years. And during the pandemic, when we stopped touring as much as we were touring, I stopped taking blood thinners because the shows, the performance is what was sort of causing them, because I would just sort of move too aggressively on stage and rub a vein against a bone is what was going on, I guess. So when we stopped touring as much as we were touring, I stopped taking blood thinners. But yeah, you can't get tattoos, or at least I didn't get tattoos when I was on blood thinners, because if you like nicked yourself when you were shaving or you got a cut or something, your blood was thin and you would bleed a lot. It wouldn't close in the same sort of way. So getting tattoos again is fun, and sort of just reclaiming my ability to do that, because I missed doing that. But that is what made the Coco show so special, is because I did it in a sling and discharged myself out of 2 hospitals, and expected to be sort of under a knife the next day, but haven't had that surgery, so here we are. And all is seemingly fine. I just need to sort of remember to not be a dickhead on stage, basically, is what I need to remember. So,
good rule of thumb. Yeah. But people are right. The cancelled Cardiff, the rescheduled Cardiff gig was also very special, because that was where we got to play any Great Depression songs for the first time. We played.
Yeah, we got to play The Wounded World for the very first time. Open with it.
And I think it came out like the night before, and it was something silly, and it went off. Like I was, loved that show.
Did Rome open that show? Do I remember Rome being there?
Rome, no. Rome did my last show, but Rome,
Of course, yeah.
oh, maybe they did.
I feel like I remember them being there, but yeah, they were definitely there for the Dingwalls. Is that where we played in London for your last show?
Or maybe it was. I know that. Oh God, what were they called? Were they called Parting Gift? That Welsh band. I feel like some of the members are in a different band now, but I think they were like. I can't remember. They were maybe like signed to Fearless for a bit. Like
that Cardiff show was great. That was a very fun one.
Yeah. Did you know Patty was in Headrush Video? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, about being just that kind of era and just making it look like our shows were cool. It was all fake. Like, right. Rome didn't have that many fans at the time. We didn't have that many fans that were in the Upswing video. We were just each other's fans. So,
yes, we just faked a scene, pretended that people knew and liked the bands, fooled some labels, and then we got to make some real videos, reach some people, and here we are to this day. It's crazy. But that's what happens when you just sort of support each other and cheerlead each other and sort of create this sort of scene together. You know, it'd be easy for us or for Rome to sort of feel that sort of competitiveness or sort of hate each other, or try to get ahead of each other. But we were always just trying to like give opportunities to each other and help each other out. And yeah, they're very good people. Lots of love for them. So
we've been relaying everyone's desire for Rome to get back to them. So
I would love to see them again.
If anyone has the power to make it happen, it's us pressuring them through.
We have a pretty good shot. We'll try.
Yeah. Do you know what, Farron? I completely forget that I have Rome Sucks tattooed on my leg all the time. I literally never remember that is there, and then I'm like, oh my God, that's so silly that I got that. But yes, that is a bond that we have. I had like a Babylon tattoo as well from the in-joke we had with Rome from the Glamour Kills tour. So
Babylon was when someone was just having a really bad day, right? When someone was just having a real run of it.
They just needed to be left in their little kind of depression session corner of the van and just, they're in Babylon, we leave them.
Yeah, we titled a song Babylon Ben once.
We did, yeah. God. Yeah, with Con as well, the other band that people are calling for to come back, which would also, again, we toured with Con a lot back then. So
indeed we did.
We did Australia, and then they came and did the UK, and
2018 Warped.
Yeah, Warped and stuff. Yeah, it's lot of love for WithCon. Just that scene, I think, very, very nostalgic for it at the moment. I mean, again, just when I saw that Slam Dunk lineup, and just being like, oh, Copacetic in full.
Yeah.
Being like As It Is, Knuckle Puck, like neck deep movements, like all on like the same lineup in 2025. It's like, it's good. But yes, I am excited to go and see Copacetic as well. So.
As am I. I'm going to re-listen to that record. It's been a while. I remember loving it. I'm sure it's still fantastic. So
yeah. So imagine if I became the drummer like I thought I was going to be at the beginning. If people don't know, like originally, that's what I thought I'd be doing when you asked if we wanted to join a band, start a band. Like, I would have assumed I would have been the drummer at the time, because that was what I was best at. But alas, it's not what I ended up doing. So, but
I didn't want to be the singer, so I wanted
you wanted to be the bassist.
I wanted to play bass and sing like harmonies and stuff, and
Yeah.
basically, just do some backing vocals and stuff, and then we'd get like a real singer and a good singer. But it worked out okay. But both of us thought we were going to be doing something different in the band. So
God, can you imagine that you didn't even think you were going to be the front man of this band? I'd forgotten that. That's actually kind of wild. You're back.
I'm back.
Yeah. So, yeah. See, this is the thing. We both play drums right-handed, but Foley obviously plays drums left-handed. So where we would love to like sit down and play drums a lot more, it's a bit more difficult to sit behind Foley's kit. You have to sit down really awkwardly to be able to like play anything. Like the floor tom between your legs as opposed to the snare, and
That's right, yeah.
not be able to use the hi-hat pedal and stuff. So yeah, it's fine. We have Foley, so we don't need to play drums. It's fine.
Foley is a very good drummer. Yeah, we're very lucky to have him.
Can you both play most instruments? We can both play like guitar and drums and like piano. Patty a lot better than me at all of those, but beyond that,
yeah, most like rock band instruments I can play, but there are very few instruments outside of that I can play.
Yeah. Did you try and learn the violin in the pandemic? Am I remembering that right?
No, I bought a violin bow, a vegan violin bow. But I did get like a violin off Marketplace for like £5, but the bridge is broken. And if I were to fix that, I would love to try to learn. But yeah, I've never tried to learn like a stringed instrument, a brass instrument, woodwind instrument. So I'd love to try that. But violin in particular would be pretty cool to learn.
In hindsight, I wish I was just like sick at saxophone now.
Right.
Like that's, if I could go back and relearn something, that's what I'd do.
Because I have a mandolin. I got a mandolin, but I don't have it in the tuning that you tune a mandolin to. I just put it in a much more like open tuning and just play like silly things on it. So yeah.
I just had to complete a verification to continue the live.
Whoa.
I know. I had to complete a puzzle. Crazy stuff. Someone said, I've got you if you ever want a flute feature. You know what? I wouldn't like considering that. Have you seen the Speed with the flute?
I've seen the hardcore band Speed using the flute in the middle of the really heavy song, and it is very cool. Yeah, there's this Australian hardcore band called Speed who play flute in the middle of one of their towards the end of one of their songs, and it is so cool. It is very, very cool. Great band. That record's really good. That's one of my favorite records of this year. It's really good.
I haven't really listened to the whole record. I'll have to do that. AII jazz album. I was reminded of the very jazzy version of The Reaper.
The reimagined record, yeah, for sure.
One, like super jazzy. I love that one.
Yeah, that one was fun. I was in Germany, if I'm not wrong, when I was like working on that one the most. I found a cafe like somewhere in Germany and was like doing the MIDI for the piano and the drums just like on a table in a cafe or whatever, because we were touring so much with that one. I was just doing a bunch of those songs on the road. So like Stigma, Boys Don't Cry, like the 80s version with the saxophone solo was like on a bandwagon in the States somewhere. Handwritten Letter, I tracked entirely like the acoustic guitar and vocals in a travel lodge in the UK somewhere. And The Reaper, I remember very vividly being in a cafe in Germany somewhere, just trying to like get that one done as much as possible. Like, yeah, that was a really fun project. I'm really proud of that project, but it was one that we had to do on the road, and that made it a real challenge.
Yeah, well, you'd do anything to get a project done. I remember you literally recording guest vocals for Grayscale in a toilet in Japan, because like the
dressing room toilet. Yeah.
Just opening
And I
the door.
remember one of the covers we did for like Kerrang or Rock Sound. It was a Kerrang one. It was She, the Green Day cover.
Oh, yeah.
I tracked vocals for that in a van in America somewhere, whether that was the Set It Off tour or the Mayday Parade tour. I don't remember. But yeah, those were pretty hard to get done on tour. To find quiet spaces on tour to like record stuff is a challenge.
Yeah. It's but you smashed that, so
That was a fun one. That was a cool one.
yeah. Let's have a look. Yeah, the jukebox version of Hey Rachel.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah, we recorded that with Ben from Lower Than Atlantis in his studio, and yeah, that was a really fun one to just go in for the day. It was very last minute because we just, our manager was like, we need a bonus track for the Japanese edition.
For Japan, yeah.
And we didn't have any other well, I was going to say we didn't have any other B-sides, but actually thinking about that wasn't true. But
yeah.
But we decided at the time that we didn't want to use any of those. So so we went and whipped up a very 50s style version of Hey Rachel. So and yeah, when playing, I rewatched that St. Pancras footage recently.
Yeah,
the church.
Yeah, because on the acoustic tour we did that version of Hey Rachel. Yeah.
It's cool. It worked really well. I really liked that acoustic tour as well. I think
that was a cool run. That was a cool tour.
Balloons was a great song. I agree. I'm glad. I wish the marimba xylophone instrumental version of Pretty Little Distance from the music video was available. That's such a niche thing.
Wow.
Do you know those little jingles for OK?
I did a bunch of those. I did a few of those. I was remembering when we did like the OK live show. Yeah. And there were like little commercials in the middle of that. And I think there's even more jingles in that. But yeah, we did. I did a few of those. The thing that's silly in hindsight is that you make those and they're sort of like borrowing melodies from songs that people don't really know yet and haven't really heard in the same way yet. But I forgot. Yeah, I guess that plays in the music video. Is that what we're saying? Is that it plays at like the end or in the middle of it?
Yeah, it must be at the end or at the beginning.
I'll rewatch it. But I remember that. Those were really fun to do. Those were cool.
Yeah.
Because that was another one, was like the whistling version of like OK that went like and that's the melody for like I Don't Think That I'm Okay. And those were fun, but those just sounded like sort of like if someone was gonna like sell gum on TV or on the radio in the 50s, like what would that sound like?
Yeah. Do you know what I found in the drive the other day? Was like 3 different audition takes for the intro voice for the Great Depression tour live.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, we had a couple different people and voices to choose from. Yeah.
But didn't we end up choosing didn't your dad do a voice for us once?
He didn't. No, those were just voice actors. But yeah.
Oh, I could have sworn we thought about getting your dad for one, but there was like. There were 3 very interesting different vibes from it, but that's so funny that we went and got voice actors for that.
The thing that my dad almost did a voice for, and it didn't happen, was we asked, and I don't remember why this didn't happen, but my dad was almost the person at the start of In Bloom by Neck Deep who's talking about the bomb or whatever. It's a voice that somebody else did. But they needed a sort of American male voice to say that. And my dad was one of the people that almost which is wild.
That's a really, really niche fact. That's so funny. Oh, God, what's happened here? There we go. Missing the era when everyone's display name is OK. Yeah. we've always had like something for display names. So Never Happy and well, I guess Now was the AII slashes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
But
then,
we could bring like X is Never Happy. We could do that.
yeah.
I liked your tweet about Never Happy Autumn now that Brat Summer is over.
Yeah, we can do. And the other one was people were putting the little crash emoji as well in the Great Depression. That was the other popular one. Never Happy Heather After. That's good. I like that.
That's funny.
Please come to Denmark. We have only been to Denmark once. Is that right?
That sounds right. That sounds right to me.
We
Yeah.
played Copenhagen with Neck Deep. I think that's. But yeah, we've never headlined. Would love to. People are remembering you from YouTube. Do you remember YouTube?
Oh, that's good.
Your memory stretched back that far?
Gosh, yeah, that really was a while ago. Because it'll be next month. It'll be 10 years since the most recent video, you could call it, when I took a hiatus from YouTube, right? To do the band a little bit more full time. So that's but that was all of a very long time ago and a very cool time doing those YouTube covers. Got us here in a way, and learned a lot sort of about producing music and how songs worked in doing those.
Yeah, well,
Crazy that people are just still around. It's been a very long time. Very long time.
I mean, you learned God, I remember that year that you put out the Wrecking Ball cover. You stayed up all night on your own birthday, right? To get that done so that you dropped it the day or the day after it was released to capitalize on the relevancy of it.
So the song came out 2 or 3 or maybe at the most 4 days before that cover came out. Because the quicker you could do it, the better it would more likely perform. And you never know how big a song is going to be. It might seem like it's going to be a huge song and then it might flop or whatever. But I just took the risk and recorded it, filmed it, and edited it for about 8 or maybe 10 straight hours on my birthday, seeing nobody and just editing that video on my birthday. And that one was the first really, really big video. It was worth seeing no one on my birthday to do that instead.
Well, we started playing that cover live. We integrated that into the set.
We did a few times, for sure. And it was always fun when we did,
Yeah. But that's I was trying to think about what other big covers you had around then. I always liked that Fall Out Boy mashup you did.
Yeah, new Fall Out Boy and old Fall Out Boy sort of in one song.
See, this is the thing, right?
Ones, yeah.
You should be credited for being a pioneer of what so much content on TikTok, pop punk cover TikTok is. What if this song in the mainstream was a pop punk song? That is what I did. Yeah. Imagine if this song was pop punk. That is what you did.
Because this is what was fascinating to me, right? Was I started being part of that culture and community. I would go to the YouTube meetups and stuff, and 80% of people at these meetups would be wearing a Fall Out Boy shirt or a My Chem shirt or a Paramore shirt. But every person with a ukulele or an acoustic guitar would play Bruno Mars. And I was like, okay, this is there's a really fundamental disconnect here. That we are clearly fans of scene bands, as am I. If I just play scene songs loud enough, I feel like this could happen. So it started to sort of make sense sort of in those moments where I'm like, okay, if we instead of playing Adele what if we played Sleeping with Sirens? And yeah, but you're right. That just sort of, on TikTok sort of became the thing. I say on TikTok, like we're not on TikTok in this moment, but like what if this was in this genre? And that is, basically what I really found a lot of joy doing. It was really fun to reimagine a song like that.
And that is something, reimagining songs is something that we've always done. So, and you've taken into As It Is, you did with the Great Depression. And, even before that, we've always loved doing acoustic and other versions of songs. So,
yeah, it'll be fun to explore if sort of, when we revisit Never Happy Ever After next year, will those be a little different? Will they be exactly as they are on the record 10 years ago? I don't know. I don't actually know what people would prefer to hear, if it was just like total nostalgia and nothing else, or if it's sort of bringing who we are in our 30s and our sort of new musical tastes and, the journey that the band has been on since 2014 and 15. I'd be very curious to know what people would sort of prefer to see, because it'll be special no matter what happens. But, we obviously sort of explored different sounds beyond that record, didn't we? So, yeah.
But don't worry, we won't be doing, like, as long as we don't do what happened when I saw Arctic Monkeys at Reading one year, which is where they played like all the old fast songs in like a really new super slow style. So don't worry, it will still have the vibe of the record. The most important thing to us is just to capture the spirit of that record in whatever form that is now. We're like, with where we're at. So, yeah, I'm very excited. Let's have a look. Yeah, a lot of people are asking for confirmation on whether Never Happy includes Winter's Weather. Again, we are going to try, and the plan is to do Winter's Weather as well. We include that within the sum of Never Happy. So
yeah, it just comes down to, is there enough time for us to play extra songs beyond the original 11? But yes, as far as we are concerned, Winter's Weather is a Never Happy era song and a Never Happy song. So if we can play it, we will play it for sure.
Definitely. We're not going to play any songs this evening, but that's more of a logistical thing than it is like a lack of desire to play any songs for you. But,
yes, I am not home, and there is not an instrument in the home that I am in, so I would struggle.
But we will probably do that at some point soon. We are going to be quite active on the internet over the coming weeks and months and lead up to May. So we're not just announcing Slam Dunk and then we're going to fuck off till May. We'll
have some fun. We'll have some fun on the interwebs and make some stuff. So if anybody has suggestions for what they'd like to see, if that's sort of behind the lyrics, if that's stories from tour, if that's acoustic renditions of songs, B-sides like Balloons or Bleed or whatever, some really deep cuts, like really, really deep cuts, then do make it known to Ben, who is online, and he will tell me. And between the two of us, we will get something done. Yes, because you'll be on your Bleak Soul shit. You'll be on your TikTok shit again, right? Because I really enjoyed that.
Honestly,
stuff.
I've been so focused on the bands that I haven't even fucking thought about my own, and that is the problem of it.
Yeah, but you'll be on your TikTok shit, and I
will be on my TikTok. I need to actually get on it. I'm waiting for the weekend to come to sit down and do my own. But yeah, I've been really enjoying being back in on the band socials. So yeah, and because I did see a couple of comments. I am I'm a bit of a one project at a time guy. So when I like am invested in something, I want to give it 100%. So that's kind of on a pause, as it is priority numero uno. So yeah.
Because we are busy.
We're already busy. We have like lives and dogs, and you know.
Yeah, we've been very busy, and we will continue to be very, very busy with this.
It's been. I was like, when you went to America, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get like a couple of weeks to like chill. And it has not, even though you haven't been here and I haven't, that has not been the case. So, yeah. Right. I am probably going to shoot. And
I was going to say, because I'm getting to the point where I need the toilet, so we'll have to pause or wrap it up. So let's wrap it up. We've been doing this for over 2 hours now, so.
Yeah. But we will do these again. So... thank you for hanging out with us on here. Yeah.
I will promptly delete TikTok off my phone, but maybe we'll do this again sometime, and I'll download it once more and see you all again soon. Who knows?
Yes. All right. I will catch you soon. Enjoy your day. I'm going to bed soon, but enjoy the day.
Love you, brother. Congrats on this really exciting time and announcement. It's been fun.
It has. All right. I love you too. I'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.